What's going on, everybody? It's be your boy DJ Anonymous with another episode of Sports and Best Music the podcast. And I know it's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a minute. I think I ain't dropped an episode since July, towards the end of July. I think the last episode we was talking about the college football. It was like a few weeks before week 0. And let's talk about that real quick. First of all, I want to apologize to all my fans again. It's been a crazy couple of months, and I promise you every day. For the ones that be on my TikTok, I haven't recorded lately because I haven't had no haircut. I like to look good for y'all. You know what I'm saying? When I'm recording, usually I record before I go to work, driving and whatnot. So that's gonna stop for a minute. But the audio, something told me just now that I gotta keep up with the audio and, just keeping up to date with everything with y'all. But yeah, so the audio gonna be probably maybe 4 or 5 times out the week, maybe 6 times out the week. But most likely, I'm gonna try to do it almost every day because I'm just ready to, just to talk to y'all again. You know what I'm saying? Even though usually, I know that my podcast is really built on interviews and stuff, which that's coming real soon. It's just, right now it's kind of hard right now. Just try to, keep up with the schedule, with work, kids, everything. So right now, I'm just gonna tell y'all right now, y'all gonna hear a lot of me most of the time. But shout out to everyone who's been loyal to the podcast, and shout out to the old fans, the new fans, and even the future fans. So with that being said, let's talk. Let's catch up. So the last episode, talking about college football, talk about the rankings and everything. And I already have my notes right now in front of me because I'm driving. But it's been a crazy college football year so far. My Hurricanes is undefeated, and they're looking like they might be, national champions contenders. And I remember I told y'all a few episodes ago that I have to believe in Carson Bell. Like I have to see, like, he had to make me a believer because everything I seen at Georgia, he was all right. He wasn't sorry or nothing like that. It just he was making, bad decisions with the ball. And for me, when it was announced that he came, I honestly wanted John Mateer from Washington State, but right now I'm kind of glad we didn't get him. But he's still a bad boy. He's just out for a few weeks with his, I think it was a hand injury, I think a wrist or a hand injury. But so far, Carson Bell is making me a believer. 11 touchdowns. I believe he only have 3 interceptions, and I think he has over 1,200 yards. He makes me a believer. I know it's still early. It's about to be the middle of the season this weekend. So for me, actually, I think it's the following week. I think next week. Technically, next week will be the middle of the season. But right now, I'm a believer. I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing from the team overall. The trenches are nasty, and I knew after the Notre Dame game, because Notre Dame was projected to be like the number one offensive line, in the country, and they still is. They still a decent team. They still. I won't even say decent. I think they still a great team. They one of the best 2-loss teams in the country, and I feel like once they are, if they could go on a run, they most likely gonna make it to the playoffs. And that's just the advantage of being independent. But Day game. It's phenomenal. It's fun to watch. I believe we played Bethune afterwards. Honestly, I didn't really see that game. I seen highlights. It's not because I didn't want to watch it. It's because I was at work. But I already knew they was gonna win, so I ain't like really want to watch that. Like I wanted to watch it, but I ain't really like urged to watch it. I might go back since it's the bye week, cause that was the only game I missed for real. I'm gonna go back and just watch highlights of that game this week since they're on the bye week. The USF game, and shout out to USF. We blew them out 49 to 13 or something like that. But USF is a great team. Like I believe USF is going to be one of them teams that come out the group of 5 to go in the playoffs. It's just that Miami offensive line, Miami D line, the players that we have is just it's unmatched. Florida, rivalry game. It was very competitive at the beginning. I think it was more defensive until the end. The offense finally woke up, but UF, to their credit, their defense is really good. Their defense is legit. Because you seen that they beat Texas this past weekend. And then, of course, this past weekend would be Food State. Yes, Food State. Shout out to everybody that went to Food State. Everybody I know who's Food State fans and stuff and whatnot, but y'all Food State. That was a great game. That was a fun game to watch. A lot of people complain about, the game got so close, we were so conservative and stuff. I'm gonna explain to y'all something. And I've been following Mario honestly since he was at FIU. So a lot of people don't know that he went to FIU before he took the Alabama job, and then of course he went to Oregon. Mario, that's Mario game. Mario wanna ground and pound you. Mario wanna be strategic on what he does. Some say that could be his downfall. To me, I think Mario's weakness is that he thinks too much, but the way he's doing it, the way we're playing right now, I love it. Because, I think about it. Last year, we was a high-scoring offense. That was cool. But Mario in his head probably understands something like, even though our defense is way better than last year, he had to come to a conclusion where, our offense can't score because our running game, we got like 4, 5 running backs in the back. We got Baby Jesus himself. We got Daniels. JoJo, where you at? Come on now. We got James. We got all these players on the offense still. Plus Carson Bett. But the offense was unbelievable last year with Cam Ward, but our defense wasn't good. But I think Mario came to a conclusion where, the offense used to score so quick that the defense was always on the field. So in his mind, he may not say like, the defense is like it was last year, because it's really not. Maybe he want to try to like preserve, have rest with the defense, because Miami, and I'm not going to say Miami, this Miami team is like the old one, even like the early 2000s or even like the 2014, because 2014 was, to me, the last great team that didn't win a championship. We won the Orange Bowl that year, but we didn't win a championship. This team is the most balanced team I've seen since then. A lot of people may say 2017, but, someone said it this. I forgot. It was a YouTube I watched. But they even said it like 2017. Shout out to Mark Rick, you know what I'm saying? Prayers to him as he battled, I think he had Parkinson's. Hope you defeat that. You know what I'm saying? I know he on the ACC network doing his thing. I hope he just fight that and just continue to analyze college football and just be helpful. You know what I'm saying? I just like that team had good players, but players that we have on this team, first of all, Carson Bent might be another top 5, top 10 QB in this draft. Then you have Fletcher. I think Fletcher a junior? I think he's a junior. So we got Mark Fletcher, and if he come out, he gonna be either late first round or even I don't want to say late first round. Let's see how the season progress, because you got Love out there from Notre Dame, and I feel like he's going to the top 10 pick as far as running backs. But Fletcher could be the latest, could be a third round pick. Then you have our receivers. Daniels. I think Daniels the only one that's eligible to go to the draft, because Baby Jesus, he's a freshman. But from top to bottom, this is the best team I've seen in years. And a lot of people around the city and even around the nation, which is crazy now, because I remember back then, a lot of people didn't want to root for, well, not, I want to say a lot of people don't want to root for us. It was that, we was winning so much, arrogant and everything. But we have a great fan base. But during the time, between these times, everyone was like, man, I want the U back, I want the U back. Now the U is back. And I don't want to say we fully back, dude. I don't want to say, because for me, for us to be back, we have to win the championship. Ain't no, we go to the championship. No. We have to win the championship. That's when we're back. It's been too long. It's been 24, 25 years. It's been a long time since we won the championship. And it's been a while since we've been to the championship. And we have to win it. We have to win it. Shout out to Mario Cristobal. The recruiting is phenomenal. And that was his strength. He know how to recruit. And people don't realize, he was the mind behind the recruiting when he was under Nick Saban, Julio Jones, Mark, all of them, he was behind all of that. Amari Cooper, especially the players from down here that went up to Bama, it's because of Mario Cristobal. He's from here, born and raised, in Miami, the culture. So, of course he's going to relate more to the players than other coaches that's from out of state, let alone outside, South Florida. So, when people were saying that Mario, this is Mario final year, I told people, no. I remember 3-4 years ago when Mario got hired, I told people, I said, listen, we're going to have to be patient. We're going to have to be patient because in college football is different from the pros. The pros, you can release, you can draft who you want, you can trade, all that, right? Even though in college football we have the NIL, we got the transfer portal, we have recruiting. It's different because you're going to have some players that's going to linger around more that's not from Mario regime, that's going to stick around, but they're going to talk their shit. Sorry for the language, but I had to be real right there. So Mario, during these 3 years, I believe this is 4th year. During these 3 years, he had to not only recruit the players that he wanted, but he also had to let some players walk. He not gonna just force them to be like, hey, just go. No, he gonna, if they wanna walk, let them walk. And Mario is what he's building is what Dan Lanning got at Oregon. Some of that stuff that's still there is because of Mario Cristobal. So for me, I tell people all the time, Mario ain't going nowhere. He better not go nowhere. Do he have certain decisions makings that he had to work on that I feel like he got better this year? Yes. But man, I want this coach to be here for as long as we can, man, because that's another thing. When I look back at the history of Miami, we really always had revolving doors as coaches. I mean, it's not a bad thing because majority of the coaches went on to play pros, or go to be head coach in the pros, or at the time went to go to bigger programs or whatnot. Really with the pros, but they came back to other schools and whatnot. But I just feel like now it's time for Miami to have that coach that's going to be here for at least 10 to 15 years. With the recruiting, like, it's amazing. Like, this man recruits like clockwork. He's just more relatable. Like, Manny Diaz. People say, Manny Diaz was like that too. Cause Manny Diaz, he was from Miami, but Manny Diaz a full state. Like he went to full state. People don't realize he's an alumni. Like, he went to full state. You know what I'm saying? He was a good recruiter, but I don't know. I think like when you a coach, what school you went to? Oh, I went to full state. I went to full state. Like they gonna look at you like, bro, like, nah, bro. Like I don't wanna like go, and even the ones that commit, they gonna kind of question the coach. Now, did I want Manny Diaz to stay when Mario came in and him be a defensive coach? Yeah, but I already knew once he tasted that head coach position, he wanted to find his way to be back to that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Mario, I love you. Stay. Like even if let's say we don't go to the AC Championship, but if we do, we lose. Or we go to playoffs and we lose. I still want this man to stay put because what he's building and what he's built and what he's continued to build, we gonna see a lot of championships regardless. Even if it's not next year, this year, we gonna see a lot of championships. We are. We gonna see a lot of championships. In college football, you gotta be patient. College sports in general, you gotta be patient. So let me talk about my overall grade so far. I want to say Miami. I give Miami an A minus, just because the defense got way better from last year. There's still some question marks. Only in terms of like the defense don't break down like it did last year. But let's say for example, like especially we have a mobile quarterback. Like they go against a mobile quarterback. Like the defense start to break down a little bit, and I noticed that especially like when they in like man, like zone, man zone. But that's something that's fixable. They in the bye week, so they gonna look at film, and that's one thing I love about this team. This team is very, very appreciative of film, and I just love like the characters of these players, like from Bane, from Carson Bud, from Daniels, from Baby Jesus. Um, from all these players, like one thing, like whenever I see their interviews, the one thing they say is, practice and film, practice and film, practice and film. And you already get that in a long time, at the University of Miami. You know what I'm saying? So I guess you want to call it mid-season, even though I don't think technically the mid-season is until next week. But I guess this is Miami mid-season. I say an A minus for now. The teams that we have on schedule, we play Louisville next week. Uh, we should honestly win out the schedule. Like we should win out, but it's always the November to remember. When it comes to us, but I just feel like this team is very confident. This team is very confident. This team is very loaded and very balanced. So Miami Hurricanes. We're gonna talk more about y'all. I want to talk about the next subject. These Miami goddamn Dolphins. Oh man. And I know I'm gonna have a lot of listeners. Cause shout out to LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. I know I'm gonna have a lot of professionals from different, teams, especially my local teams. And one of them will be the Miami Dolphins. I've been said it in past episodes, and I told friends and colleagues. I told my own family. Tua is not it. He is not it. For me personally, I don't want them to get rid of Mike McDaniel. A lot of people gave slack to Mike McDaniel because they feel like he's not, good for the locker room. I just feel like Mike McDaniel, football man, like just remove his personality real quick. I still feel like he cool. His football mind is and will be and should be respected. All right. Stephen Ross need to fire Grill. Grill, you've been there for a long time. You've been probably the longest person there. Grill is a very hit or miss GM. I'm not saying that we have always had bad players from our draft, but we have players. It don't. It's like we have good. We get good to average players like every 10 picks. It feel like this past draft to me was impressive. I ain't gonna lie. Like to me, it was impressive. I like our draft this past year. I feel like it was like a B plus. It was something that we need to do every year. In terms of always draft for depth and always draft for the next starter slash star for a position that's in need. For me, I wanted us to draft QB, Shador Sanders. I wanted us to draft a quarterback this past draft, but that didn't happen. You heard news that Tua re-injured his hip and he injured a thumb, whatever. This is the thing I don't like about Tua. Tua is a great person. He's a good player. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying he's trash. He's a good player. Y'all play sports no matter if it was Optimus, middle school, um, junior high school, college, amateurs. No matter what level you play, pros. The best ability is availability. Tua only made he only had a full season for one time in what like 6 7 years. That's ridiculous. And I remember a few years ago. Shout out to Fans Talk, TD Fans Talk. Shout out to him. Hopefully, I have him on my podcast one day because I really like him because me, him, and a few people. Now it's becoming major now, but back 2 3 years ago, even a year ago, we was in the minor that said that Tua is a good quarterback, but he would not win us a championship. Um, you have all these Tua believers. They, I guess, cause they just love him and stuff. Oh, we got a franchise quarterback. Blah blah blah. Right. My thing is, the man hasn't been healthy. Even when we first drafted him, he didn't play. He even played. He was hurt. He was recovering from injuries, from surgeries. Flores looking like he's right. Like Tua is just not saying he's bad or trash. He's a good quarterback, but he's like he has the how can I say this? He has the sparks where he look like damn he throwing for 300 400 yards and stuff. But that's against bad defense. I'm not even gonna say bad teams. I'm saying bad defenses. Cause that whole, even with the game we had with when he came back from the Ravens defense was garbage. Like it was that year was garbage. It wasn't like how the Ravens defense is this year, but that year the Ravens defense was garbage. He's just not it, man. Like I've been said it. Like I wanted Justin Herbert. I feel like Mike McDaniel with Justin Herbert would have been just way better. Justin Herbert had to battle with injuries, but with people around him. Tua never had that. Tua was the one that was injured. Tua was always hurt. It was a finger, it was a rib, it was a hip, arm. Of course, it's concussions, which is not a joke. Like, it's just ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really is. And, if someone willingly, from the organization hear this, and they give it a tool, like, well, it's easy. He may say it's easy for you to say, can you play football? That's cool. I mean, I played high school. I ain't played the pros. I ain't played quarterback. But me as a fan of a team that I've been a fan my whole life, that in my lifetime, I've seen UM win a championship. I've seen that almost won 2 championships, Ohio State. But anyway, I've seen the Marlins win 2 championships in my lifetime. The Heat win 2 championships in my lifetime, and been to the finals, like 6, 7 times. Seeing the Florida Panthers go back-to-back champions. Seen the University of Miami and Florida Atlantic University, even though I don't like FAU because I'm an FIU alumni, but still to see them go to the Final Four. Even our soccer team make more noise, and they barely 5 years old. Of course, as a fan of the Miami Dolphins, because I'm always about the home team. Whatever, I don't care what school or what pro team we have. It could be an amateur team. I'm gonna root because that's where I'm from. That's how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? And I genuinely love where I come from. And sports is one of the things that I show my love for where I'm from. And it's just ridiculous. Like y'all haven't won a championship since not championship. Shit, it's longer than that. But y'all haven't won a playoff game since what 2000. That's embarrassing, man. And then you should know the history of that. You should know, like, damn, Dolphins ain't playing a playoff game in 25, 26 years. We was all in diapers. Well, y'all was all in diapers. I was 8 years old. Might as well have been in diapers. I was young. I was a jit. So for me, all I'm saying is that, man, like, the season don't look good right now, and we continue to go through this just losing, losing. Just change everything. Just change everything. I don't want y'all to change the coach, but we have to do it, and we find somebody better. Do it. But I feel like Mike McDaniel should stay. But the GM, everything, the quarter, everything. I mean, we can't give up the quarterback because of the dead cap space. We'll be broke because we still got other people that we need to pay in the next 3 years. Just start over. Start over. And I'm just disappointed, like, man, like, as a Dolphin, like I'm not gonna lie, like this year, it's probably been the most this year this is probably the first year that I ain't really care about the Dolphins. Like I'll watch the game. I still gonna support, but like if we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. Like it's just like, damn, bro. Like when is enough is enough? Like I'm still gonna support my teams. I don't care because Lord knows, like when the Panthers was garbage, they was garbage, but I still watch them faithfully. I may not watch every game, but I'll watch them. The Marlins, I still watch them. But and by the way, I'm gonna get on them too in a minute. Maybe I'm gonna call this episode a review of, or just my reaction of the sports scene, just down here, man. Since people out of the state say we don't love our teams, which is bullshit. Anyway, um, it's just been a long time, man. Like it's crazy. Like I watched the Marlins. The Marlins was projected to lose like 100 something games, and we got a young core. Like if they don't do no bullshit, the Miami Marlins, we could be something in the like starting next year. We could be in people's faces. We could be in the postseason. We could be in the dance for like the next decade, hopefully, because of the farm system that we have, the young core that we have. Like I went to the Philly games a couple weeks ago with my family, and I watched them boys in person. I'm like, this is a fun ass team. Like they very young. It's just like we had pushes that we go on streaks. We literally could have went to the playoffs, but I just felt like. And then the thing is too is like I wasn't even upset. I was happy because I'm like, bro, we have a team that we could be behind. It's just up to the ownership to stop being so. I'm a cuss, y'all. Stop being so. No, I ain't gonna cuss. Stop being freaking cheap. I had to catch myself because I'm trying to grow, y'all. I'm trying to grow. I want to grow. I want this podcast to grow. But it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know. But yeah, the Dolphins. We are 1-4. 1-4. We play. We played with the Chargers. It's crazy because we should have beat the Panthers, but we a team that we could beat the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? At home. I don't know. Marlins, like I said, young core. I love the GM. He's bringing that system that he bought from Tampa. Some people said it wasn't gonna work. I said this is gonna work because Miami is still a place where people want to play at. It's just that you can't trust ownership. You know what I'm saying? So don't be surprised in the next 2 or 3 years that the Miami Marlins not only win another championship, not only go to playoffs, win a championship, but the stadium gonna be like filled up almost down to every game because of the pieces that's coming together. So we gonna have a few All Stars. We just gotta keep this going. That's all we ask for as Marlins fans. I haven't watched the preseason game yet because I haven't had the time. Um, I feel like we're gonna be decent this year. I don't have high expectations, but I think we're gonna be decent this year. A lot of people is down on us because of like we young and we like in the middle, but the East is wide open, and I won't be surprised. We have one of the greatest coaches of all time, Espo, and congratulations to him too because he got named um, Team USA head coach for now on. However long he want to do it, but he's the head coach. Shout out to Espo, I love you. Don't leave us. But where Eric Spoelstra and where he's at, you know, I believe in this Heat team. I feel like if we go on a run, I know Tyler Hero gonna be out for a few months. A few weeks. About a couple months. I know he's gonna be out, but if we could go like on a good run, I could see us making a couple moves in in the middle of the year, and try to make a push because the East is literally wide open. Like this the most wide open East in decades. So the Heat, I want to try to go to a few games this year, a few Heat games this year. So that's gonna be fun. The Florida Panthers, the Kings of South Florida right now. I watched the first game, the opening game. They played tonight. They should be playing already as I'm recording. But them boys gonna be good this year. They gonna be very good this year. We don't have Chucky. Barkov got hurt. He gonna be pretty much gone for the year. Chucky come back like in December, January. So at first I'm like, damn, we lost a couple people. And then I know we kept majority of our people during the free agency and stuff like that. But watching I know it was only one game, but watching them play the Blackhawks, and let me tell y'all something. The Blackhawks, I forgot the young man name, but the Blackhawks gonna be good this year. They gonna be one of them young teams that's they're gonna go to the playoffs and stuff. They gonna be they gonna be a high scoring team for this year. But we got a lot of depth on the Florida Panthers. We have a lot of depth. Um, I feel confident in our three-peat. For us to go to three-peat, I just feel like we gotta just do what we need to do in the regular season. I just don't. I think what the Panthers might do, they might try to break all the curses. I think they might try to go for the beat. I forgot the name of the damn championship. The name of the damn thing when you the number one team in the East. I forgot y'all, but I think it's the President's Trophy. I think. But anyway, um, I think I feel like in my mind they trying to do that. They trying to be like the number one team. They trying to go through the playoffs and then win the Stanley Cup. I really think with this 3-peat, they trying to just break all odds and they could do it. Cause what I seen on what's the day, Thursday, when I seen on what's that, Tuesday, we got a lot of we still got depth. The defense, is good. Offense, we balanced. We still balanced. We still balanced Florida Panthers team. But it's a long season. The season just started. But I think that's their goal. I think their goal is to get the President Trophy, go through the playoffs, roll through everybody. Hopefully Barkov is back by then, and we go for a three-peat for the Stanley Cup. One team I am worried about that we might, have problems with. I know everybody gonna say Edmonton, but nah. Colorado Avalanche. Lord have mercy. I seen highlights of their game the other day. Them boys gonna be a problem. I think they gonna win the West. But like I said, it's the beginning of the year. And as time go by, this whole year, like I just want to watch every sport as I can. Y'all know me, I'm a college football head, I'm an NFL head. But I love basketball, I love hockey, I love other sports, but I kind of watch them heavily after football season. But me right now, I just have a great feeling about my teams, especially down here in South Florida. And I just want to every game come on, like let's say hockey, like let's say Panthers play tonight, but then the Heat play tomorrow. Like I want to get back to that. Like some days they may play at the same time. I just want to flip through they games. But it's gonna be a fun season for the Heat, fun season for the Panthers. Marlins had the fun season. Season don't start back until was it February, March for spring training. The playoffs going on. Got eliminated, yes, Lord. So